Hello guys, I'm Muhammad Adeleke. This session is an exceptional section because I'm going to be giving some key information about who I am that probably most of you don't know that side of my story and how I got started in my business journey. Well, in my early days of life, I actually grew up in the hostel. I was in the hostel from a very tender age, and from nursery, that actually has a lot of impact about what I transformed to become. What I actually spent in my parents' house combined when I was below 20. I don't think it's up to 5 to 7 years combined. Okay, so what I actually spent in my father's house combined is like between 5 to 7 years, because during my early days I grew up in the hostel, and that actually was one of those that make me to become what I actually my entrepreneurial zeal and my passion for entrepreneurship, my passion for adding value, my passion for giving back to the community and living a meaningful life. Okay, so I have internet glitch. So as I was saying, my early phase of life was very interesting life because I grew up in a hostel, in a private school, and at a point I lived with a family that is also the owner of the school, who also owns the hostel. I'm forever grateful for that opportunity, because living with somebody else that is not your family member, that now became like a family member, gives a lot of opportunity for you to actually be transformed. I'm the type of person that then I can't sit down without doing anything. I must be doing something. Yes, I must always be busy, and that actually shaped a lot of things. Fast forward to when I was in SS2, I wrote my GC and also wrote JAMB. I used Ginger for the preparation for GC to write JAMB, and I think then also after writing JAMB, I also write an entrance exam into National University of Education, but the result I can't remember if the result for JAMB came out. The result for JAMB came late, but the result for TASWED, which is the first University of Education in Nigeria, were actually the first set. That was 2004, 2005, came out earlier, and I've already started the admission process. So by the time my JAMB result came out, my father said I should continue with my education in that way, and that was why I ended up becoming a graduate of National University of Education. But when I was in the hostel, and at a point of time when I was also living with the owner of the school that owns this primary and secondary school I attended, I've started business to an extent, and I remember then I started business to an extent and making some amount of money. Then during my university days, I read agricultural economics. I also did business on campus because I was the class rep. I became class rep, I think, on the level second semester or 20 level first semester, and that gave me opportunity to make some extra money as a class rep. How do I do it? Pleasure will give us handouts. I'll collect money for the photocopy. I'll not just go and photocopy the handout. I'll end up typesetting it and now photocopy the typesetted version. So an handout that is like 30 page will end up becoming 8 page. But I've already collected money for 30 page photocopy, and I not only give them the handout, but I give them the better version. So I was able to make money from that. And aside from that also, I started learning computer then. And in fact, in school then, averagely you see me 2 to 3 laptops that I evolved to become a computer engineer in the Nigerian contest, and was able to make a lot of money then also. Fixing computer for people, buying and reselling laptop, desktop, and also connecting internet for people using during the days of using a USB cable to convert your phone to a modem. That was in the early days of internet business in Nigeria. So while I was in the university, for those of us that perhaps may know Complete Sports, they are also the publisher of Success Digest, because Success Digest owns Complete Sports. The owner of Success Digest also owns Complete Sports. That is Dr. Sonny J-Bazi. I'm a product of Dr. Sonny J-Bazi. I attend a lot of seminar then in Lagos. That is a Solar Street in Lagos. And from a Solar Street, you see another advert on some other training I attend. But then in 2005, 2009, I can't remember how many seminars I attended in Lagos. To an extent, even my house, they were calling me Mr. Seminar. First, after my first degree, I entered 2009. I was posted to Port Harcourt for my NYSC. Even before I came to Port Harcourt, I already have my business card with Port Harcourt address, because my plan is I'm coming to Port Harcourt. Okay, so while serving, I continue my business journey apart from some other activities that relates to MCAN, that is Muslim Companies Association of Nigeria. So immediately after my service, I still stay back in Port Harcourt. I continue my business, but something happened while I was serving. While I was serving, I was also still making money from buying and selling of computer engineering. I served in Oyibo local government in Rivers State, but I live in Port Harcourt, that is in Boy Camp. And because of that, I stay much in Port Harcourt than my PPA. And in fact, I used to observe course 3 in my PPA. That's I shorten prayer in my PPA because I see Port Harcourt as my base, while my PPA, which is Oyibo local government, as where I only go on visitation. Of course, I go to school like twice per week. But there's something I noticed that I can't fix 10 laptops at once. It's not possible. So of course, sometimes even when I was in university, I can fix like 5 at once. Maybe at the end of the day, 4 will be successful. Maybe the last laptop, I'll not be successful in the formatting for one reason or the other. So and I started learning website designing. Because I figured out that I cannot fix 10 laptops at once. And in fact, any money I even make from laptop is a one-off money. There is no recurring money I can make from that. But before something even triggered me, something happened that made me to become a computer engineer. Because when I started attending a lot of seminars, I know that okay, now I have the knowledge. I was fired up. But the challenge I have there is that I don't have a laptop. I don't have a laptop, but then we call it computer. That is a desktop. So I don't have a computer to work with, and so I spoke with one of my friends. His name is DHT, Dawood Azan today. For those of us that went to TASFED and we are in course it, that is computer science complex, computer science department. And you know Dawood Azan today. Of course, we that read agri, we are also in course it. So I spoke with him that, of course, as he already knows that I have a lot of knowledge about how to make money online, about business. That I don't have a laptop. If you give me, so I don't have a computer, but you can start a deal. If you give me his desktop, it was depending on 2 laptops. That's so I can implement what I've actually learned from different business seminars I've attended in Lagos. One of those seminars I attended is Internet Business 5. And then we have people like Latif Olajide, Akin Alabi, Fisaya Akiolu, a lot of people like that. During those days also we have people like Akin Alabi, Paul Ogugori, among other people. So the ginger was there. Imagine going for a five days training on internet business opportunities. So he agreed that, okay, will give me his methodology. When I start making money, I'll teach him how to do it. So sometimes in the game of business, it's not about money, it's about knowing, having the knowledge, knowing how to also persuade people and give them a good offer. Now I have a desktop. I'm used to a laptop because now everybody uses laptop. Now I have a PC, I have a computer. The next challenge is I don't have internet access. And then my dad was a lecturer in National University of Education. It was actually National College of Education, but it was transformed to National University of Education, where the first set. I went to meet him in his office. And I don't know how it happened. I was able to convince him. He gave me, I told him I want to buy StarTimes. For those of us that know StarTimes internet, then is what people use for internet, cyber cafes, even Yahoo guys, that is what they use. Of course, me, I'm not a Yahoo guy, but I'm trained and I have formal training in internet business, which makes me better than Yahoo guys. So I don't know how I was able to convince him. If he gave me 13,000 naira, yes, I can remember 13,000 naira. Should be around 2006 or late 2005, thereabouts. Because I told him that I've already learned a lot of things about business, and if he can give me money to buy StarTimes for internet connection, I'm not asking for money again. And I want to focus on this internet business. That's even after my first degree, I'm focusing on business. I'm not looking for a job. He gave me 13,000. Something spectacular happened when I got to the house, because my brother are also in university. They are already about to pass out. So maybe one of them need money. Now called my father, and maybe he collected 1K from the money, giving 12,000. I was like, this money is going. And now reason something that if I buy StarTimes now, I need like 7K every month to be renewing, to be paying for the StarTimes subscription. Is it 7K or 8K? I can't remember, but I know that the cost of maintaining the StarTimes after you buy the device for the first month is expensive. Because what usually happens is that even now when you buy all this Wi-Fi, you will be given maybe 50 gig or 1 month access. So same thing applies to StarTimes then. I'm not thinking that, okay, it's not strategic enough for me to buy StarTimes. I would rather buy a phone and use the phone, convert the phone to modem, which is more cheaper in terms of initial cost. Because even my initial capital for buying, initial amount of money budget for internet has reduced because my brother has collected from the money. And if I don't take action on time, before you know it, another person will call my dad and say they need money. They may come to me and say I should borrow them from me. My dad will inbox me. So long story short, I bought a phone. I can't remember the name of the phone, but I know we use USB to connect it. Is it Nokia? I know 3310 was, I can't remember, but I know it's this Nokia phone there that we used to buy. And modem, there is a cable we used to buy also to convert it to a modem. That with that you can use your phone as modem. You use cable, not now that you are using Wi-Fi. Then no phone has Wi-Fi. It's Bluetooth. After Bluetooth, infrared. Then you don't even have to go. But even then, Gmail was not prominent. What you have is Yahoo. So that was how I got started from. So when I was able to solve my own problem of internet connection, and I started helping other people to connect their internet, and I was making money from there. And from there, when I'm trying to work on people's laptop to configure their internet, I will see that their laptop is slow. From there, I would recommend that I should help them put antivirus. Some I need to do formatting, so I make extra money from formatting. There is this virus, then we call it Riley Odinga. That once you open any laptop, you see the way the folder will be. From there, I already know that this laptop has Riley Odinga, and with Riley Odinga, the only thing you can do is to format. So from there, I pivoted into being a computer engineer. I started fixing laptop. I started helping people to buy laptop. And even when our computer, there is a course we did then, CSC 102 or 202. I was even the person that even bought a desktop computer for the group as part of what we need to buy for the practical section, for the computer section for our group, because computer then was a general course in that way. So from going to seminars, need internet connection. From going to seminars, I don't have a desktop. I talked to one of my friends, negotiated with him that when I start this business, I will be able to. When I start making money, I will teach him. He gave me his desktop, Pentium 2 laptop. The Pentium 2 laptop was even. I tried to format it. I was not able to format it. That was even how I became a computer engineer. I was not able to format my Pentium 2, but I was able to format Pentium 3, Pentium 4, Pentium 5. And at the end of the day, I started formatting laptop, changing board, changing. I can't remember all these names again because I don't do computer engineering. Changing memory card and so on. No, sorry, this memory card or RAM. Yes, RAM. So from negotiating with a friend to get a desktop computer, was able to convince my dad that if he can give me money for internet, I will not be asking for money again. I don't know where I got that confidence. When I started making money and he stopped giving me money, I now realized the benefit of the money he was giving me. He stopped giving me money aside from paying my school fees. Because even him, I told him I'm going to be paying my school fees myself. But when I started business, all my money is already gone for transportation and eating. Then, of course, he still has to pay my school fees. I'm forever grateful for him. But that opportunity of me going to seminar, my friend gave me a desktop. My dad gave me money for start times. But there's something that happened. He was not happy that because he's a policy person that I used the money he gave me for start times to go and buy something else, to go and buy another alternative source of internet without pre-informing him. It caused an issue. And of course, now that I understand project management, you call it stakeholder management, I will have just informed him then that, oh, Dad, you give me money for start times. I thought about the cost of maintaining it. So I'm looking at buying a phone that can convert to a modem, that can even do two things. I can use it as a phone. I can also use it as a modem. And it's also cost effective to maintain. But because I didn't get back to him, he was not happy that I did not inform him about that. Then when I was posted to Port Harcourt in 2010 for NYC, something spectacular happened. Because even then, when I was in school, I make money from internet and computer-related services. Even my lecturers are my clients. My lecturers are my clients. From student affairs to exam and record, to registry, to bursary, and my departmental lecturers. And that also enabled me to learn some powerful things in life. Because I was already in the university. Of course, some people know that my dad is a lecturer. And at some times when I have some issues, he will tell some of his colleagues like, okay, if I have any issue, I should see X, Y, Z. But if I now go myself, I can be sitting for 3 hours. I will not be attended to, maybe to solve a particular problem. And but when I now have my own skill, I can be able to offer value. It's even them that ask me that, oh, that particular stamp, have you stamped it? Biggie, let me stamp it for you. And it gave me a lot of leverage. And there is no office that cannot enter. In fact, for some of them that are my dad's friends, I will have fixed their laptop, solved their problem, collected my money, and I'll tell them, do you know Dr. Lagbaja? Do you know so and so person? I know it's my dad. You're not going to tell my dad that your son did well for me, he collected money. Because I did not tell them ahead that so person is my dad. I will have finished delivering my service, collected my money before telling them. So when I started my NYC, and I was also making money from computer-related services. And at that time, I started learning website design. Even before I came for service, while I was in school in Ijebu, I was learning web designing, HTML. Then there was the point we were using front page. There's one software like that, front page. I think front page is an application that came with Microsoft Office. I can't remember vividly. So, and when I came to Port Harcourt, I was making money. Imagine me, as at that time, collecting contracts from like First Brigade, from Garrison and different departments of both Air Force Base and Boyikamba. I was like, I cannot fix 10 systems at once. And even if I sell laptop to somebody, you cannot make more than 5,000. If you don't want to lie, you cannot make more than 5,000. And even if I collect 5,000 for selling and also help you configure and I collect 10K, of course, then if my allowance was 9,000, I think allowance in 2010 was about 9,800. It's still a lot of money, but I was thinking big. So I started learning website designing, and even in Port Harcourt also, I was also configuring internet connection for people. And I think I did something spectacular. Then when I do my adverts, we'll put it that unlock your modem, we buy data for us. I can't remember those adverts then, but there's something I did. I have 2 numbers, so I put one called Engineer Muhammad and the other one called Engineer Sinero, so that people that want to call Sinero, see the same person. Why people that want to call Muhammad will call Muhammad, you see the same person. They started website designing, and I attended paying website designing. But there is this course then I bought. We are still doing website designing. Like there is internet. I think the business, web design business kits. One of the corpers who served together, because I was also a zonal executive for UCAN, that is Muslim Corporation of Nigeria. So our treasurer at the zonal level, I think maybe she traveled to UK or US, so she helped me use her card to pay. So I bought website designing business kits, and that put me now because I have a business. And that was all of those things that. So the website design business kit I bought then positioned me ahead of other people designing websites in Port Harcourt. And I think my first website design project was 120k when my allowance was 9,800, and the state allowance is 110,000. That is all my money that the state is giving for a year is 110,000. That is if you serve in Port Harcourt town. No, if you serve in the village, you get 110. While if you serve in town, you get 55,000. We call it Ameshi then. So they started making money from website designing, and I was offering premium products, premium service, because not that I was technical, I also understand game of business, using all my different lessons and knowledge in internet business position me better. Then having a technical know about how to design give me better positioning. Then buying a world-class internet business, a web design business kit. From there, I was able to have access to templates of proposal, need analysis questionnaire, invoicing, even financial, different aspects of business. Then, I think in 2012, I went to Faith Foundation Business School. That also gave me some level of leverage. So why most small business fields, what to do about them. Good to Great by Jim Collins. I think E-Meet is written by Michael Geber. Good to Great by Jim Collins, and a lot of other. Okay, those books and the business school I attended gave me more leverage, and of course I started having I think I registered my first business in 2012. Even I started business even while in the hostel. Yes, in the hostel I was selling. Even when I was in starting secondary school, I was following school bus. I was coordinating collection of school fees, and at the point also I sell biscuits for the students, but I'm selling it for the school because it's a private school. So of course, if you have attended private school in late 90s, you understand what I'm talking about. But I also follow school bus, so 5k or 10k. Okay, so making money from website designing gave me more heads. I have staffs. I have an office. My first office was in Mami Market. For those of us that are in Port Harcourt for more than 10 years, you know Mami Market. But now the market has been converted to a shopping complex. Then later I got an office there's one office I got around Old Refinery. It was also like a shared space. Then later I have an office in Woji. In fact, there's also a story around that. And I got married around when the subsidy was removed. I think the first subsidy removed, that was late 2011. And that's when I got married. I don't think I have up to 25k in my accounts. Yes. And from when I have office before having my own accommodation, I was sleeping in the office. In fact, when I even rented an accommodation of 2 weeks, I'm still sleeping in the office because I'm used to sleeping in the office. And a lot of weird things. I don't even have a spoon then because I don't have a house. I sleep in the office. Of course, my own office, and that's why I having team member. Then I started work SMS business also, and I was doing it while I was serving. I think we started with SMS Live 247 as a user. Then later my own work SMS platform, Success Trend SMS, which still exists today, and I'm making money from that also. So I was doing work SMS business, still doing my website designing, and still doing some small stuff that has to do with the system, but not. I was not focusing much on it. Then with work SMS business, we made a lot of money, and still use my extra beyond technical business skills. It's positioned me better. Then if you see 10 keke in where my office is, or in Woji area of Port Harcourt, at least you see my advert on about 6 of them. Yes, on every 10 keke you see my advert on about 6. Then even for website designing, we paste adverts all over Port Harcourt. Yes, we paste adverts all over Port Harcourt, and that actually gave us a lot of hedge, because contact leads to contact. Without people knowing what you do, you cannot have any hedge. And sometimes I'll go and place adverts. I'll come back to the house 11 o'clock. Sometimes 12 a.m. because we place adverts in the night. Then also, of course, we also place adverts on kekes. So we do it in the evening. In the beginning, I usually do it with my staff. Then at some point, it's only my staff that handles that. That actually gave us a lot of hedge. Then later we built the software for buying airtime. No, in fact, even before we built the software for buying airtime and data, something happened. That we have what we call DND, do not disturb. While trying to solve the problem, we launched a new software, and from there we added airtime and data, and the rest is story. So when we're doing pocket service business also, we not only run it as a business to customer, we also set up the business for other people. See, one of the major lessons in life is that if you want to make a lot of money, provide avenue for other people to make money. With that, you make a lot of money. And that is exactly what Rockefeller does. He provided service for people to dig oil, to explore good oil, and he makes a lot of money from that. So we started recharge and bill payments business. Even before recharge and bill payments business, we also started e-commerce. I was selling on Amazon, and something happened that is spectacular about Amazon. Before we now started selling on Jumia, then now started recharge and bill payments business consulting, and how we were able to do our first $4 million in revenue. I became number 2 seller on Jumia Mobile Week, among other stuff. But in part 2 of this, who is Muhammad Adeleke and how he got started, we'll talk more on some of these key things and talk about some of the key business principles, business framework that I leverage on that actually makes a lot of difference. I also talk about my failure story. Yes, I can't count how many places I stepped in Port Harcourt. I can't count it. And a lot of failure story and success story. But currently, of course, now we have over 1,000 clients that we have set up pocket service and recharge and payments platform for websites and web solutions. We have polytechnic universities who are our clients. We have clients, a lot of clients across the country in Nigeria, and of course we have clients in diaspora. We'll go into detail of that in the subsequent section of this presentation. And what I advise you to do is that look at the action. Yes, look at some of the some of the part of the story and the lesson you learned, and actually implement them in your own business case. And no matter your situation in life, God is actually preparing you for something bigger. That is what happens to even all the prophets. Go look at Prophet Yusuf. God knows where he's going to, but he went through a lot, and all those things he was going through, the aim is for him to become a better person. Just like Diamond goes through a lot before it became what it became. So if you want to know that, just go to any goldsmith. They understand what I'm talking about. So of course, in the meantime, watch out for the part 2 of this section. You follow me across my social media, Muhammad Adeleke TV, on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. You can also check me out on LinkedIn with the same name, Muhammad Adeleke. Same thing applies to Twitter. You can connect with me on my mobile line 070 69 55 55 55 53. See you at the top.